Class 10 students, exams are near and completing SST itself is a huge challenge, but let's do it together today. Hello and welcome, my dear class 10 students, to the platform Deeksha, Vedantu, and this is your SST faculty Tanvi Pauja. Today we are going to discuss how we can complete SST in a short span of time, that too practicing the most important and the most repeated question from each chapter of SST. So this session is going to be very helpful for you. Before starting anything, I just want to make sure that everyone know about the detailed syllabus and pattern of exam. So my dear students, what you have to study in history is the 4 chapters: rise of nationalism in Europe, then you have nationalism in India, then making of global world. But one very good news is that in this particular chapter you just only need to study 1.1, 1.2 and 1.3. okay, basically you need to cover the topic 1 and the subtopics 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. this is it. Small chapter, interesting chapter, 2 marker question for sure from this chapter. Print culture, the complete chapter, it's quite terrifying chapter I think. Then in geography, resource and development, forest, wildlife, water resource, agriculture, mineral and energy resource, manufacturing industry completely, but from lifelines of national economy, only and only map work is going to come. So do not study the theory. Get it? Then we move to civics, power sharing, federalism, gender, religion, caste, political parties, outcomes of democracy, complete 5 chapters. In economics, development sectors of Indian economy, money and credit, globalization. Now, the point to be noticed over here is that in globalization, just 2 topics are going to come. First, what is globalization, and the other, factors affecting globalization. That's it. Now, you might be wondering, ma'am, this complete syllabus in short span of time, how we are going to do that? My dear students, I'm going to give you a strategy right now that always start with economics, because in economics you have 3 chapters, okay, 3.1 chapter. When you will complete this economics, now you will get confidence, and when you will get confidence, move to geography first. Complete geography, okay. Now after completing geography, you might be thinking that, oh, 50% of my syllabus is completed. Then move to civics and at last do history, because history needs more revision to be kept in mind. But now the question is, ma'am, what to study? We are in the month of January. We have short span of time. Tell me some questions which we can practice frequently to get full marks. My dear students, I assure you, right, practice these questions which I have taken out from the previous year question papers, as well as the questions which are most frequently asked in pre-boards as well as boards. Okay, let's begin with the first chapter, that is rise of nationalism in Europe. You will start with the topic French revolutions and its impact. Here the question is, then focus more on the topics like unification of Germany, unification of Italy, Frankfurt Parliament, Balkan crisis, strange case of Britain, and the most important frequently asked topic, how culture played an important role in raising nationalist sentiments among the people of Europe. Okay, practice all the questions by today and you will feel relaxed after doing that. Second chapter, nationalism in India. Then nationalism in India starts with a topic about First World War and its economic and political impact on the Indian society. Then completely we will study NCM, that's non-cooperation movement, up civil disobedience movement. Pay attention while studying these topics, what you need to cover it, what are the causes of it, okay, what were the programs of these movement, now who were the participants in this movement. After that, you will see what are the limitations within this movement and limitations, and at last what is the reason for their withdrawal. And in the last of this chapter, there is a topic that how culture played an important role in raising the feeling of nationalism among Indians. Okay, so these are the topics that you need to study from this chapter. Move to the chapter that's making of global world. Again, I'm repeating 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Acha, figure out that I have put here all the important questions from this topic. If you will study this, more than enough, no need to go anywhere. Next is about print culture and the modern world. This chapter is so irritating for my students, I know. So what you need to do focus is its impact all over, like impact of print in the life of workers, in the life of women. Okay, what in 19th century, how print began a change, like how print spreaded. What is the role of print in Indian society? Vernacular Press Act. Else you can practice all these questions and enjoy this chapter. Moving to the next step, that's about geography, right? If we talk about geography, the easiest chapter is resource and development, because since starting we are doing it and we have like revised it multiple times. But what you need to focus is this question for sure. This question for sure for a 3 marks. Resource planning is essential for sustainable development. There are 3 steps for resource planning. Do that, 3 marks will be secure. Then you need to study all soils, and if you do not have a chart for all soils, go for my one shot in the same chapter. You will get a very good prepared all soils chart. Soil erosion, methods of soil conservation, land degradation, land resource, land conservation, and so on. Okay, done with this chapter. In the chapter forest and wildlife, by forest and wildlife, what I am going to tell right now is the ultimate thing. Now start the chapter with a topic, what is the role of center and state? Okay, what is the role of center and state in the conservation of forest and wildlife in India? Then what is the role of community and conservation? Community and conservation. Then move to the topic, write a short note on JFM. Write a short note on sacred groves. I think that I have added all such questions over here. You can practice the questions today. Moving to water resource, from water resource, for sure there will be a map work. Okay, the map work is related to dams in India, and this will help you to get 1 mark. But other than that, yes, questions are frequently asked. You can see 19, 25, 19. Here you can talk about the positive outcomes of making the dams. Okay, then we can talk about negative aspects of making dam. We can talk about traditional reservoirs like gulls, kulls, tanka system and all that thing. Then bamboo drip irrigation system. Questions are here. How jalebi questions, how competency based questions can come in your exams. By agriculture is very important chapter. We'll start with topics like cropping season in India. Okay, we have Kharif, Rabi, Zaid, etc. Then we talk about the methods of farming in India. Very important. Okay, methods of farming in India. Okay, then we will talk about all the crops. I would suggest you that for crops, make a chart, bacha. Make a chart, prepare a very good chart of that so that you can revise it at the last moment. And if you are thinking that, ma'am, we have not done it yet and somewhere it is present, then we can use it. Yes, it is present. Go to my one shots and get it faster. Okay, Acha, one question that's most repeated from this chapter. Pay attention, this is most important, even was asked in last year question paper. Describe the technological and institutional reforms taken by the government in the field of agriculture. Mug it up, just make it in the mind and prepare it likewise that you're going to write it in exams. Okay, prepare a definite answer for this topic. Then we have mineral and energy resource. Questions are over here. Energy is saved is energy produced. Support the statement. Agriculture and industry go hand in hand, so statement needed to be focused from this chapter. Why jute industries, sorry, this is from next chapter. Then we will talk about iron ore found in India. Write 2 features of each. Here you will write about magnetite and hematite. Minerals occur in various form. Very important chapter, beta. We know that minerals occurs in sedimentary rocks, igneous and metamorphic rocks, alluvial deposits. You have 5 points in your book. Okay, so remember that 5 points. Now we will talk about next chapter, that's manufacturing industries. Here are the questions, important question listed. Focus on the importance of manufacturing industries in Indian economy, asked in 2023. Then talk about iron and steel industry. Industrial pollution itself is an important topic. Also focus on some competency format of questions like why jute industry is located near West Bengal or West Bengal. Okay, why sugar industry these days are more taken towards South India, more set up in South India. So these type of questions are often frequently asked from this topic. Power sharing, case of Belgium, case of Sri Lanka, accommodation, majoritarian measure, and for sure a question, how power sharing take forms in modern democracies. Done and dusted. We will move to federalism. By federalism, में 5 features of federalism. Okay, after 5 features of federalism, how is federalism practiced in India? Center-state relation will be covered. Then we'll talk about language policy, linguistic state. But next question, you need to figure out the difference. What makes India a federal country? Union list, state list, concurrent list. This makes India a federal country. And the most important topic, that is decentralization. By decentralization, first question, why was it done? What was the need to do it? What was done in this particularly? What were the steps taken in this? And we will then talk about the local government and its format. Okay, this is most important. Gender, religion and caste. By gender, religion and caste, how women were being discriminated throughout the ages, how caste take forms in politics, right? How politics get involved in caste in politics and politics and caste. Acha, focus on one topic about communalism. That how communalism take different forms in Indian politics. This is the most important question you need to do, my dear students. Political parties. Okay, political parties. By first of all, what is political party? Definition. Then we will talk about features of political party. Fine. Then we will talk about types of political parties in India. Okay. Then challenges of political parties, reforms introduced by political parties, and what will be the suggestions to reform the political parties. That's it. Okay, in all these things, make sure that you also know the criteria of what makes a party a national party and what makes a party a state recognized or regional political party. Last, little boring chapter of civics. But the question comes very easy from this, like what are the outcomes of democracy, first thing. Then they will talk about what makes democracy legitimate, transparent. Okay, question can come from that. How democracy accommodates social diversity. How democracy gives freedom and equality to the citizens. Okay, these are all the important topics from this chapter. Moving towards economics. By easiest chapter from economics, different people have different goals. Take the example of manufacturer making dam due to which social mobility is done by him. So one person has enjoyed that, the other person did not. That's it. Okay, from this chapter, stay focused on HDI, Human Development Index, World Bank report, their differences, and the last topic about sustainability development or sustainable development. Sectors of Indian economy has a good weightage and importance also. In this tertiary sector, by most important, or what I can say the most favorite chapter of them is, topic of them is, why is there growing importance of tertiary sector in Indian economy. Okay, here you can also discuss about the difference between organized sector, unorganized sector. How to improve the condition of workers in unorganized sector. Okay, formal sector, informal sector, role of public sector in economic development. Okay, easy chapter, yeah, by very easy and interesting. And my favorite chapter, that's money and credit, because it's about money, paisa. So here you should learn that what is the role of bank and the working of bank. Okay, then you should study about credit, how credit can be a positive aspect for a borrower and how it can be a negative aspect as it pushes a borrower into a debt trap. Okay, we'll figure out this. Then you can see common form of currencies. Okay, condition requires to provide credit and all that thing. Okay, fine. And the last important chapter that's end with very easy topics. What is globalization? The interconnection between two or more than two countries is known as globalization. And what are the factors that led to globalization? So my dear students, what question I have put up in this video without wasting much of your time are the most important, most repeated questions. In this last some days of your exams, I want all of you to practice these questions for sure. Okay, so I hope that you're going to do that. Comment down right now that yes ma'am, we are going to do that. Meet you soon in the next video with some more important questions like that. Okay, bye bye, all the best up till then.